It's Craig with the Bickham, y'all. Today we're going to be doing a uh, like a tree topper type bow for outside on our lamp post that Melissa wants me to do. We're using some of this. It's a very pretty velvet, but it's plastic on the backside, so it's like an outdoor ribbon. It's very heavy. Uh, it's gonna hold up fine in the weather. It will fade if the sun gets to it, but as far as water, it's gonna do just fine. As far as, even though it's velvet, but it's super pretty, super Christmassy, y'all. This is an 1.5-inch ribbon on a 50-yard roll. That it takes a lot of ribbon. Now what we're going to do is we're going to keep it at about 10 inches wide, because I mean the lamp post is only that big, the lamp's this big. So we're going to keep instead of going so big, we're going to keep it right here at the 5-inch mark on each side of the dials in the bow maker. This is the Pro Bow 4-in-1 bow maker. I really like this bow maker. It's just kind of heavy. It's got a little beef to it, so it actually stays in place with those rubber feet on the bottom. So let's get to it, y'all. Now we are going to put some streamers. I'm going to put at least 2 streamers down about 2 feet or so, 2.5 feet. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of guesstimate about how far down the pole we want. And I'm going to pull it 2 ways. And I know y'all can't really see it, but I'm just kind of getting about, about how much I want. So that's about 2.5 feet. And we're just going to cut it off. I think we're going to be good with 2. I'm going to go ahead and dovetail these pieces right here. And now we're just going to make sure that it's halfway. And we're just going to fold it down. And we're going to leave it in place. And we're just going to build the bow on top of it. And we'll know that these are the front of the lantern topper that we're making. If you have somewhere, I mean, you can use these on your post on your porch or whatever you want. It's okay. Now we're going to do 2 little short tails. That's going to give us, we're going to put them at 10. No, about 9. About 9 inches. About 9-inch tails. Now when you make these are going to be a lot of loops. But the smaller you make it, the less loops you can get away with. But it's going to take a lot. So we're going to 5 inches, and we're going to put at least, I'm going to kind of eyeball it, but we're going to put at least 20, maybe 24 in this little, maybe more, we'll see. So you just start making your loops at 5 inches. And all of these loops, y'all, are going to be the same. They're all going to be 5 inches. That's what we're going to make every one of them. So you just start making, keeping them at the 5-inch mark, making your twist. Every time you make your loop, just kind of work out and look your ribbon over. And every time you go across, you're going to make a twist at them dials. Just twist it so you can get the back side of that, the inside of that ribbon showing, so you can make your loop. And there's going to be so many loops in here, you just start mashing it down. If you have to flatten it, flatten it. You're going to have to work it back out anyway. So that's going to be, let's shoot for 12 on each side with this little one. That's going to give it a lot of it's going to be a pretty old style bow. It's going to be short enough that it's going to hold together really well when all those loops come up and come together. So let's just keep making, y'all. Keep making and keep counting. Now you're going to end up with a tail on the left side is where you're going to stop. So just make sure. I have to go back and count how many tails, how many loops that I have done. And you're shooting for 12 on each side is what we're doing. Keeping that close to that 5-inch mark. I keep mashing down right in that center. Make you twist, push it down. Make sure the length's right. Push it down hard too, y'all. Tighten that stack up in that middle. Tighten that stack up. Keep the stack straight and keep the stack tight. But you can do a lot of loops in these tree topper type bows, the lamp post lantern bows. let's see where we're at. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on that side. Let's see how many we got here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're halfway there. And just keep working your way up. If you feel like you need more, I do like them with 30 and 36. Makes a really, really poofy one for sure. It makes a statement that people can see from the road. For sure if you want them bigger. All right, so we're at 7 on each side. This makes number 8. And I was trying to use this ribbon up on this roll. So we're going to see what we got. 8. We might just stay with 12 and see if I can just finish this little bit of roll up. If you're doing this for a Christmas tree, y'all, and you're making a big Christmas tree topper, you're going to have, I would put at least 36 loops in. And you're going to use probably 25 yards of ribbon with tails as long as the tree, with streamers as long as the tree is. That's on like a 7.5 foot tree. So just get ready to use at least 25 yards of ribbon, so you need to buy a big roll if that's what you're wanting to do. And just keep mashing it down. We should be getting close to 10. And we're going to count. I mean, I'm sitting here talking. I kind of lose count every now and then. So work it. This is all heavy wired ribbon. The better ribbon you use, the better it's going to look, y'all. So at least get like a medium type grade. And I think we're going to get close to using all this roll. We're going to see what we got left. We may go 15 if I got enough. This should be 10. So let's see where we are. Let's count and see where we're at right now. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 12 on that side. So this should be 12 on this side. This should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How much we got left on our I think we can do it, y'all. Let's go 15. So that's 12. So that's 13. Right here is 13. That's 13. That's 14. We're starting over here. All right, so that's number 14. I didn't want to just leave that little bit of ribbon on the roll, so we might as well use it. There's 14 on that side, and number 15. And you don't have to have them all exactly 5 inches, y'all. If you got one, just keep them fairly close. It's not like shortening up on a bow like for a wreath or something like that, a different style bow. All right, so there we are. So this should be 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And this should be 15 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And this is our tail. Since we started with a tail on the right, we're going to end with the tail on the left. And we're going to just kind of eyeball it and keep it at about that 9-inch mark. Give or take. Might be a little shorter. We'll just trim the other one up. Go ahead and dovetail it. Get you a little dovetail. This one might just be a little longer. Now, I use zip ties. This is it's a lot of loops. So, we're going to get a little bit longer zip tie than we normally use. I would normally use like a 8-inch, but I think this one's going to take a little bit longer. And I know I have some right here. So these are let's see how long they are. These are 11-inch zip ties, and I'm just going to use a red. I'm just going to use a red chenille stem to have something to tie it to that post. Now, if you need a longer one, use the longer chenille stems, or you can add to them. You can add wire if you want. We just use the chenille stems. All right, so on the bow maker, ease your bow, just ease it up. If you want to right here, y'all, you can raise it up a little more and lay down your chenille stem, roughly halfway, give or take. That's to the 6 on each side. And just pick it up, push the bow back down, and get your zip tie under the whole thing, under the chenille stem and everything. Or you can do like we normally do and just stick the chenille stem in at the end. All right, so when you tighten this up, y'all, just kind of tighten, push down, and tighten enough that you can get everything out of the bow maker, and then just move your bow maker out of the way. Move your scissors. So now you see how you got that stack. So this is the stack right here, how everything got mashed from them dowels on the bow maker. Now what I'm gonna do is, you can see the stack good right there. So I'm gonna move that zip tie right on top of that, on that stack. I gotta get my glasses on because I can't see, y'all. I'm almost 50 years old and I can't see. So just pull as you go, but you want that stack to stay up. So I just start kind of mashing and pulling, and then I take my 2 fingers and get on each side of that zip tie and my thumb on top of the stack, and I start mashing easy. But you stop and you make sure that you keep it, because it'll try to do just like that. It'll try to roll over. Don't let it roll over. Keep it upright, and then just mash down a little at a time. All right, until you get it, fairly tight. Then we're gonna start fluffing, and as you fluff, it's gonna start moving things, so it's gonna get a little bit looser, and you can start tightening and smashing as you go. All right, don't worry about your big long ones, and this is the front where these streamers are coming off. I'm gonna take, and we're gonna just probably, I don't know, we'll look at it, see if we're gonna bring this one down or we're gonna bring it up. I don't know exactly what we're gonna do just yet. Just like so. All right, so you start with the tail, and then you just start moving those loops. Whichever way you want to start moving them, you can move them. So you can move this way, and you're just going to kind of just start. You've got a lot of loops to bring up everywhere, so you're just going to have to pull and open and make sure. I like to make sure these come forward, the bottom ones, because we're going to need stuff in the front too. We're trying to make a kind of like a full circle. This takes some time, and it takes some pretty strong hands to continue to do this. And you just keep pulling. Now I can feel that stack moving. I can feel the stack moving, opening up. Oh, you're going to be twisting and pulling, bringing stuff toward the front. Now these, you want to open those loops. When you finally go back, I'm getting ready. I'm going to have to tighten up a little bit on my zip tie. I'm going to tighten up a little bit more as I go. Like I said, you're just going to have to pull them, yank them, and get them, where you want to go. Now, the more you come up to the top, the more we're just going to let them, kind of stand straight up a little bit. We got 3 left. We need some on this side a little bit more. I'm going to bring this one over. I'll just leave him there. And just kind of get over it where you can kind of see where you need to fill in a hole. Like so. And you can turn those top ones any way you want them. If you want them full sideways or whatever, to kind of fill that center part up. Now, and you can see this ribbon holds its shape really good. So just stick your 2 fingers in there and just kind of open your fingers and twist to get all of these loops pretty big. You know, you want to get them opened up pretty good so they take up a lot of real estate. They look nice and fluffy, just like so. And I think that's going to be pretty good. All right, so just flip it, and we'll come back after them, y'all. Make sure we got enough in the front or the back. No, that's the front. So we have to make sure we got everything pulled like we want toward the front. And just work those ribbons, y'all. Work everything open. And just work your way around and see what it looks like. Now, tighten up a little bit on your zip tie. Couple clicks. And let's just turn the front to this side and do the same thing. So you got this tail is going to be last. So which way we went with the tail? We went this way up. So we'll probably go up with him too. So just start pulling. Make sure that's down. We need some toward the front. I kind of do one way and one the other way, all the way to the back. And just keep on working your way up that stack. And as you feel things getting loose, tighten them up. Because as you pull them, you're going to loosen up the stack every time you move one of these. Now, as the higher you come up, the less you have to kind of move. You don't have to move them as much. And I'm just taking, and I'll show you the top of it in just a minute. I'm just kind of trying to make that circle. I'm going to take and I'm going to move. I'm going to go ahead and move him this way, or I'll forget. I'm just going to let him kind of go up and fill in that little bit of a hole right there in the middle. I still think we need one under him. And it's all about preference. How much you think you need, you know, in a certain spot. And this, remember, this is 30 loops. They don't all have to go the same, but you want to make sure that you're filling all the way around as much as you can. And now we're going to start making sure that we got the look that we want. And just now, you can kind of step back and you just start turning everything, opening up every loop. You want it to be good and round. And get that exact shape that you want. And you want all those loops to kind of stay together and form that ball. Now remember, this is going to be going on a post. So you're going to have to figure out which way that it's going to look the best tied. Does that make any sense to y'all? I hope it does. Now you can always, if you want to tie a piece of ribbon in the center to hide that zip tie completely, you can absolutely do that. Now you could add another loop or something if you want to. I don't know how I like that. I think I'm going to pull him down. I think we're going to pull him down, and we're going to use this little tail out the front center to hide that zip tie. We're just going to bring him down low. Kind of work on that front just a little bit. Tighten up a little more. Remember, keep that stack. As you're working up, keep that stack straight. And you can see which ones you haven't opened, which ones might need to shift a little bit or turn. This one here needs his little tiny turn. How that looks, nice and round. It's gonna go on the post. So like my arm's gonna be the post, and it's gonna tie. And what I'm gonna do is we're gonna take. I use the inner part. This is just the inner part of a roll of mesh that we sell. We can set the bow down like so. And we're going to take our streamers and we're just going to get up here and we're just going to put them on it and we're going to wrap. Just kind of start at the top and just kind of wrap like so. And kind of twist and get that wire kind of shaped, and then we're just going to pull it out and then we can pull them down. Now the other one, and I wrapped on the outside, we're going to do this side the opposite, you know, so it's going to come this way. And you just take and you wrap, and keep on wrapping. Just something round, anything round you can put it on. And we're just going to pull that out and set it aside. And now when you get ready and you hang that on the pole, you got your little streamers, but you can stretch them. You can stretch them out and just let them hang just like so. You could add more if you want to, but super, super pretty. This is going to hold up really, really well in the weather because of the type of ribbon that it is. You just got to work it. If it gets too flat, if it gets flat or something on the, like this one's a little flat. If it gets too flat out there on whatever you tie it on, your front porch post or something, then you're just going to have to once in a while just kind of go out there and actually try to fix it a little bit. Super good deal. But that's 30 loops. So you could go even more. You go 36 and 32, 34, and you can give it even that much more. You know, you can make it that much fuller. And this, just make sure you're using some good ribbon. So I kind of hope y'all enjoyed this as much as I did. And I hope y'all get some value from my video. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. Make sure you like our page, share it with somebody, and invite somebody to come over here and hang out with the Bickhams, y'all. And don't forget to subscribe to our With the Bickhams page or With the Bickhams channel right here on YouTube, and I'd appreciate it. Thank y'all so much for the support. I hope y'all enjoyed that little tutorial. Use this on whatever you want. Mailbox swag, in a bow, or in a wreath, on a post, on a lamp post, and use whatever colors that fit your style of decorating. Come back and see us. I'm Craig with the Bickhams. Bye, y'all.